Good morning, everybody. As Nick already said, my name's Lewis. Thank you for coming to this year's first NEMMEC and to the seminar. Today we're going to do some scribing and scratch build basics on our HG powered gym here. So far it's a pretty good kit. And then before we do that, let's go over the tools that we have outlined to you. So pretty much these are the tools you will need for scribing and for building the kit. Of course, we have our nippers to cut out the parts. Nick's cutting out the tape right now because I forgot ahead of time. The Display 2mm and 3mm tape. There are different tapes like 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, 1s, but today we're just going to be doing the 2 and the 3. You apply it, just so I can show you, like that, right, and then rub it down. Because if you wanted to do that connection from here to here, do you mind if I demo it? So, grab your grill, hold it like a pencil. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now with pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4. The plan is to have this edge line up with this edge, so it fits like that. Yeah. So we need to correct this a little bit more. So we gotta do that a little bit more deeper. I'm glad you don't mind me doing this. Continue doing it as many times as you need to. You destroy the kit. I've destroyed hundreds of kits.
Hey Justin, welcome up to NEMMEC Warehouse.
Thank you, thank you.
You said you were going to fly up and the flight got canceled or something, right?
It did. So we were, me and my friends, we were planning on flying up on Friday. We actually deborted twice, and they were like, hey, the flight's canceled. So we wound up just driving through. We stopped out in Jersey, so it's been a bit of a trip up here. It was great though.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, glad you made it.
Yeah, I'm glad I was still able to get here.
Made do and improvised and overcame, so that's good. So with NEMMEC, with these interviews, one of the things that I want to do is kind of focus on beginnings. This is the first time doing the event. We got probably a lot of first-time competitors and stuff like this. Do you remember what your first model was?
Oh gosh, my first model was probably about 8 years ago. I just finished watching, I think, Build Fighters on the YouTube channel, and then I was like, oh, you know, I kind of want to try this. And I went to a hobby store nearby. I actually got an SD, I think it was a Wing Zero custom. Okay. I put that together, and I was like, and after that, I was just kind of hooked. And I started, like, I built maybe one more SD, started getting into the HGs and MGs, and it's been ever since. Yeah.
Crazy. Do you remember what your first competition model was?
Oh gosh, my first competition model. That's pulling back now. I know it was definitely at ODO. No, actually, you know what my first one was? It was at a Hobbytown competition. That was my first one. I had entered, I believe, a Goof and an Easy 8. Okay. I tried to do a diorama for that one. I think that was the very first competition I'd ever entered.
Sure. Very cool.
Yep.
And so one of the other things I've been theorizing on, so far it's working out for me, that every model we build is always something that we like, oh, I could have done that better. You find that flaw or whatever, and especially firsts. You know, so what is that thing that you realize, like, oh man, I'm never going to make this mistake again. I'm going to do this better next time?
Definitely the way you do panel lining. I remember, I think it was when I started Master Grades, I worked on one of the Endless Waltz kits where they had the parts were very finicky. They were very thin, and I remember I think I used too much panel line thinner, and it ate through the plastic, and like I had done it on raw plastic, I hadn't top coated yet, and it absolutely disintegrated. And ever since then, never make that mistake again. I never flood my parts. I try and top coat where I can first, but that was a very costly mistake right there.
Sure. Yeah. Awesome. and so kind of end on a note related to the competition itself. What are you most looking forward to with like judging the competition? What are you looking forward to seeing on tables or what?
Just all the different like techniques and styles people put into their models, whether that's how people approach their straight builds, how they do their top coats, the customization, the different color apps that people use, just different colors of a Gundam. For dioramas, I'm just looking forward to the scenes people are trying to tell, the stories they're telling.
Sure.
And again, it's all just about like going out, showing what you've done, asking people, like if you see a model you like, and I think I said this at ODO,
right.
if you see a model you like, find that person, ask them, hey, how did you do this?
Right.
Like this is really cool. Like that's the one way to get better is to start asking questions.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you for making the trip up and,
Absolutely.
and making it happen.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So the objective is to be the first one to have a complete build. Stickers aren't required because all my stickers are good. Stickers aren't required. Doesn't matter how clean the nubs are, right? The goal here is not like is your kit like the nicest? You're not going to get judged on it, but it needs to be accurate. So if you look at it and say the ankle armor was on backwards or something, then you didn't finish it the fastest. So make sure that stuff's all good. Including the weapons, we'll include all the stuff that's in the manual. So if there's extra parts, I don't think this kit has extra parts, but if it did, you don't need to use the extra parts. There's no style points for creativity. It's doing some sort of pose or anything. When you are done, raise your hand, shout out if you need to. I'm going to mark a timestamp when that is and inspect it. Just because somebody's hand went up and they said they're done doesn't mean you should stop though, because maybe they missed a piece or something. It's something obvious. Ready, set, how's your thing?
tried to find it. I clipped it. Thanks.
You had me, man.
3847.
Hey.
Now you can say, hey, you gotta get it. Don't make her do it.
Pick the biggest one.
You want the half away.
I hope you guys all had a great time today. I hope you guys. I would also like to thank a bunch of people. I'd like to thank our sponsors. I'd like to thank Gun Primer and Disbay for the stuff they sent. Kotobukiya for a lot of those door prizes. They're all been great helping us out. I'd like to thank our judges, handsome crew here in the orange. Some of them putting in a massive amount of time before the event. The other ones obviously here doing the work today and the prep work as well. So really appreciate their help. And also to my staff and my team, because putting on an event like this is not the easiest thing in the world to do. And there were some heroic efforts over the last week or so between everything else we had going on with the business and trying to put the event on at the same time. So thank you guys for all your help as well. Okay. Without further ado, first category we're going to do is snap builds, just because it's the first one written on here. So trying to do things expeditiously. Third place, Sean Klingel with Gundam Rose. So come on up. Our second place is, yeah, come get your medal, man. Second place is Rich Petrie with the HG Jim Slegger, which also happens to be the judge's pick for this category, so you can grab that while you're up here. And for
We also got judge's pick. Congratulations.
yeah, double medal. And in first place, Rick Tuck with the Xeon with effects. Come on down. All right, next up, Other Mecha. Third place, Brian Manahan with the Wooden Kamatu. All right, our second place, Peter Fody with the Night Stalker. Also happens to be our judge's pick for that category. And our first place for Other Mecha, George Lilios. Come on down. And no, he didn't judge that category. All right, juniors. We have two junior entries, or two juniors entering. In second place, Kiara Parks with Triceratops. And in first place, Asher Savory with the SSGBN. Of course he's missing us. Yeah. Whoops.
We'll get that to him later.
Yeah. Don't want him to get it to his head being awarded in front of a crowd. All right. Dio and Vignette. Third place, Justin Carroll with Nataku's Fury. Second place, Chad Parks with Heavy Arms Repair. And first place, Alex Fay with Zados V. Also happens to be our judge's pick. Okay, 144 and smaller, our largest category. We'll actually do judge's pick first, and that is Kelly Yem, Kawaii Magical Girl. Nice. Our third place, Phil Majewski with the Jagadoga. Second place is Chad Parks with the Leo Heavy Custom. And first place, Luis Barrero with the Nightingale Artifact. Okay, 100 and larger. Third place, Mason Fitch with the MG Camphor. Second place, Brian Manahan with the Ancestor Gundam. Okay. It's a trap, I swear. And first place, Phil Majewski with the MG Sazabi Verka. Yes, which also happens to be the judge's pick. All right. Figures and characters. Third place, Patrick Eason with Ranka Concert. Second place, Steen Anthony. Necron. There you go. Handwriting, man. Who wrote that one? All right. And first place, Brian Manahan with the Wooden Goku, which is also the judge's pick for that category. All right. One more category. Last but not least. Okay, third place for Ships and Craft. Grace Leavitt with the USS Enterprise NCC 1701E. All right, our second place, Brian Manahan with Fur Pirate Ship. Is that? And first place, Peter Fody with the Hitachi Construction Mech, which is also the judge's pick. All right, we've got two more left. So we've got, I guess we'll do Nick's pick first of these. So we got two like show-wide awards. This is one that I picked, not necessarily based on technical expertise or anything in particular, other than I liked the build and I thought it was a good one and wanted to kind of give some credit for that one. And this one goes to Joe with the Dendrobium. I think everybody knows which one that one is. So let's get a picture for that one, because that's all right, and that's the box if you want it. Thank you.
Nice work, Joe.
Yeah. Okay, and then finally, best of show. So this is the grand champion of the event, and that was the Night Stalker, right? I got that right? Night Stalker. So awesome work. So, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Great work. Awesome. Cool. So I think that's it for awards. We were going to announce the redacted winners. For the sake of time, we're going to just slip that off and we'll just put that out. We'll record that tomorrow or something and let everybody be on their way.